our pets get sick or injured, well, we can take them to a local veterinarian. But what happens to wild animals when they need help?
WTVY's Lauren Linahan has been traveling to places who open their doors to wild animals in need. She's in the studio now, and Lauren, I understand one of these sanctuaries is located just south of Dothan on the Gulf Coast.
That's right, guys. Nestled along the shores of Fort Walton Beach, Emerald Coast Wildlife Refuge has opened their doors to a variety of animals that are hurt or sick. And during the rehabilitation process, the staff has met more than a few interesting characters.
Lions, tigers, and bears, oh my. Right in our own backyard. Emerald Coast Wildlife Refuge takes in displaced animals straight from the shores of the Gulf of Mexico, often found in fishing wire or fishing nets.
But not all of the animals taken into Emerald Coast are marine life. Some of them are found further inland in their natural habitat, and some of them have a reputation for causing a bit of a stink.
Meet the exception to the rule. Riley, a skunk who doesn't stink.
They removed her scent glands. That makes her non-releasable, so that means she can never go back out into the wild as a wild animal. She's not able to defend herself against predators.
Riley and her siblings were rescued by a neighborhood after their mother was attacked and killed by a dog. And though the Good Samaritans had good intentions, it is illegal to keep a wild animal as a pet unless you have a permit to be a rehabilitator.
They have a special place that they live, and it's not inside of a home. So she is an animal that needs a place where she's able to burrow and get down into the ground and dig and things like that that will help her to keep up those natural behaviors that she'll be doing out in the wild, and that's going to keep her healthy and happy.
While living in captivity, Riley's caretakers like Jenna Testa try to ensure her life is as normal as possible. The Emerald Coast staff provides all of their animals with a specialized diet and habitat required by their individual species. So a standard bowl of pet chow doesn't make the cut.
Riley is naturally an insectivore, so she'll be eating a lot of insects.
Riley may be a picky eater, but don't expect her to get meals served on a silver platter. She still has to earn her dinner.
Every day we do animal enrichment for all of our ambassador animals here, a variety of just extra activities that's going to keep them mentally challenged, physical, so exercising, utilizing their natural behaviors, so something like foraging. So we might make a puzzle for her to have to figure out how to get her food, so it's not so easy for her.
Ideally, all the animals at Emerald Coast would have a chance to return to the wild, but unfortunately that's not always the case. Riley, without her built-in defense mechanism, would be unable to protect herself in her natural environment. But all hope is not lost.
She made her way down here to us, and we gladly accepted her as an animal ambassador, which means that she's here to represent her species. She travels to different places for education, teaching people about skunks, and also helps us here with raising some baby skunks as well.
A true working mom. Though Riley's rescuers meant well, Testa stresses you should never keep a wild animal as a pet. The best way to lend a helping hand to an animal in need is to call a local wildlife rescue, like Emerald Coast, to take the next steps.
We have a mission in the conservation, education, and rehabilitation of Florida's natural fauna. So that's our natural wildlife. So we are really here to educate the community about the amazing animals and the ecosystems that we have here.
And if Riley has anything to say about it, it could be a lot worse than living on the Emerald Coast.
Naturally a nocturnal animal, Riley was a little sleepy when I met her up close, but perked right up when she realized she had a visitor. During our brief time together, she made an impact, and her caregiver, Jenna Testa, says that's the goal. Guys.
All right, thanks so much, Lauren. Really adorable animal.
And pretty interesting.
It absolutely
It really is.
If you are interested in volunteering for or donating to the Emerald Coast Wildlife Refuge, you can visit our website, WTVY.com, for more information.